Let me tell you something. There's a moment in every person's life where they have to make a choice. Not just any choice. A decision so powerful, so defining that it shapes everything that comes after it. And that decision is simple. Will you keep going or will you quit? See, most people think quitting happens in a single moment, like it's some dramatic final action. But that's not how it works. Quitting happens long before you stop moving. It happens in your mind. It happens when you start allowing doubt to take root. It happens when you let fear speak louder than faith. It happens when you start making excuses instead of making progress. And before you even realize it, you're already on your way to giving up. But you're different. You didn't come this far to stop now. You don't push through the struggle, fight through the pain, and sacrifice what you did just to throw it all away. No, you are built for more. You are built for the battle. And the first thing you got to do, the first and most important thing is decide that quitting is not an option. Because when you make that decision, when you say to yourself, I don't care what happens, I don't care how hard it gets, I will not quit, something inside you, it's like a fire that ignites in your soul. You stop seeing failure as a reason to stop and start seeing it as fuel to keep going. You stop waiting for the right conditions and start creating them. You stop looking for easy and start looking for possible. And listen, it's not going to be easy. I'm telling you right now, the road ahead will test you. Life is going to throw everything at you. The setbacks, the disappointments, the rejection. People will doubt you. They will criticize you. They will tell you that you're wasting your time. And in those moments, you'll be tempted to listen. You'll be tempted to believe them. You'll be tempted to quit. But here's what separates the ones who make it from the ones who don't. They've already made up their mind. They decided long before the struggle came that quitting was not an option. They burnt the bridges to retreat. They removed the safety net. They took quitting off the table so that the only direction left was forward. That's how you have to be. You can't wait until you're exhausted, until the pressure is high, until you feel like you can't take another step. No, you have to decide right now, before the storm hits, before the challenges come, before life tries to shake you, that quitting is not in your DNA. Because let me tell you something. When you make that kind of decision, everything changes. Your mindset shifts, your energy shifts, your focus sharpens. Stop wasting time on distractions, on people who don't believe in you, on excuses that keep you stuck. You start operating on a different level. And when the struggle comes, you don't crumble, you don't fold, you don't run. You stand your ground and say, I didn't come this far to quit. And if you ever feel like you're losing strength, if you ever feel like the pressure is too much, remember this. The battle isn't meant to break you, it's meant to build you. Every time you push through, every time you refuse to quit, you get stronger, you get wiser, you get better. So from this moment forward, you make the decision, I will never quit. Let me ask you something. How bad do you want it? Because I need you to understand something right now. Pain is temporary, but regret is forever. See, some of you are so close to breaking through, so close to reaching that next level. But every time it gets hard, every time it gets uncomfortable, you start looking for a way out. You start convincing yourself that maybe it's not worth it. Maybe it's too much. Maybe you weren't meant for this. But let me tell you what's really happening. It's not that you can't do it. It's not that you're not capable. It's that you're letting pain dictate your decisions instead of your purpose. You're letting the temporary discomfort of the journey blind you to the long-term consequences of quitting. Because here's the truth. The pain you're feeling right now, that's the price of growth. That's the weight of transformation. And if you can just hold on, if you can just push through, that pain will pass. It won't last forever. One day you're going to look back and realize that every struggle, every sleepless night, every sacrifice was shaping you into the person you were meant to be. But regret is different. Regret doesn't fade with time. Regret stays with you. It lingers. It whispers in your ear when you're alone. It reminds you of what you could have been, what you should have done. And no matter how much time passes, you can't go back and fix it. You can't rewind the clock. You can't get those moments back. See, most people don't quit because they're not capable. They quit because they don't want to deal with the discomfort. They don't want to face the struggle. They want easy. They want comfortable. They want success without sacrifice. But that's not how life works. You can either choose short-term pain and long-term success, or you can choose short-term comfort and long-term regret. But you cannot have both. So you've got a choice to make right now. Not tomorrow, not next week, right now. When it gets hard, when you feel like you can't take another step, when everything in you is screaming to give up, will you push through or will you fold? Because I promise you, the pain of discipline, the pain of sacrifice, the pain of growth, it's nothing compared to the pain of waking up one day knowing you could have been more, but you quit too soon. I need you to think about this. Think about where you are right now. Think about why you started. Think about everything you've been through just to get here. Do you really want to throw that away? Do you really want to walk away from something you fought so hard for? Do you really want to look back on your life one day and wonder what could have happened if you had just held on a little longer? Because that's the thing about success. It doesn't show up overnight. It doesn't happen just because you want it. It happens because you refuse to quit when others do. It happens because you push through the pain while others run from it. It happens because you understand that temporary suffering is always better than permanent regret. So the next time you feel like quitting, the next time your mind starts feeding you excuses, the next time you start thinking about giving up, I need you to ask yourself one question. Is this pain I'm feeling right now really worse than the regret I'll feel if I quit? Because I promise you, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, you won't even remember the pain you felt today. But if you quit, you'll never forget the regret. So make the decision. Push through. Let me tell you something. Challenges are not the enemy. Struggles are not a sign that you're failing. The fact that you're going through something hard right now doesn't mean you're on the wrong path. It means you're growing. It means you're elevating. It means you're stepping into a level that most people will never reach because most people quit when it gets tough. See, the problem isn't the struggle. The problem is how you see the struggle. Some of you are looking at your challenges like they're a reason to stop, like they're proof that maybe this isn't for you. But I need you to shift your mindset. I need you to understand that resistance only shows up when you're moving forward. Nobody gets stronger without lifting heavier weight. Nobody grows without being stretched beyond their limit. So if it's hard right now, if you feel like the pressure is increasing, that's not a sign to give up. That's a sign that you're leveling up. That's a sign that life is preparing you for something greater. Because success is not given, it's earned. Through the trials, through the setbacks, through the moments that test everything inside you. And I know what some of you are thinking, but it's too much. It's not fair. I didn't sign up for this kind of difficulty. Listen to me. Everybody wants the success, but nobody wants the struggle that comes with it. Everybody wants to stand on the podium, but nobody wants to run the race. Everybody wants to shine, but nobody wants to go through the fire that refines them. But you can't have one without the other. You don't grow in comfort. You don't get stronger by doing what's easy. You don't become great by avoiding the hard stuff. You become great because you went through it, because you endured it, because you refused to back down when most people would have quit. So instead of asking, why is this happening to me? Start asking, what is this teaching me? Instead of thinking this is too much, start thinking this is making me stronger. Instead of looking for a way out, look for a way through. Because the challenge you're facing right now, that's not an obstacle, that's an opportunity. It's an opportunity to develop the kind of strength that can't be broken. It's an opportunity to build the resilience that will carry you through the rest of your journey. It's an opportunity to prove to yourself that you are bigger than your circumstances, stronger than your excuses, greater than your fears. See, pressure doesn't just show you who you are, it shows you who you can become. Diamonds are made under pressure. Warriors are forged in battle. Legends are built through adversity. And the only way to reach the level you were born for is to face the struggle and overcome it. So don't run from the challenge. Don't fear the resistance. Don't back down when things get hard. Lean into it, embrace it, grow through it. Because every challenge you conquer is shaping you into the person you were meant to be. And when you feel like giving up, when you start wondering if it's all worth it, remind yourself of this. The struggle you're facing today is building the strength you'll need tomorrow. Keep pushing. Every time you feel like quitting, every time you start thinking about giving up, I need you to stop and remember why you started. Because let me tell you something. Your purpose is bigger than your excuses. The problem isn't that you're tired. The problem isn't that it's too hard. The problem is that you're letting the little things talk you out of something that was meant for you. See, when you first started this journey, you were excited. You had a vision. You had a reason. Nobody had to wake you up early. Nobody had to remind you to put in the work. You wanted it so bad that nothing could stop you. But then life happened. Disappointments happened. Setbacks happened. And suddenly, that fire inside you started to flicker. That passion started to fade. And now, instead of focusing on why you started, you're focusing on all the reasons why you should stop. You tell yourself, I'm too tired. It's too hard. I don't see the results yet. And just like that, you're talking yourself out of your own destiny. You're giving yourself permission to quit on something that was put in your heart for a reason. You're letting excuses take the place of your purpose. But listen to me. Your purpose is not a hobby. It's not something you do when it's convenient. It's not something you chase when you feel motivated. Your purpose is your mission, and missions don't stop because things get tough. Missions don't stop because the journey is long. Missions don't stop because you don't feel like it today. Some of you have been running from your calling because it's uncomfortable, because it's stretching you, because it's requiring more of you than you expected. But that's exactly what purpose does. It's supposed to push you. It's supposed to challenge you. It's supposed to force you to grow into the person you need to be to carry the weight of your destiny. So if you feel like quitting, if you feel like it's too much, I need you to stop for a moment and ask yourself, why did I start? What was my reason? What was the vision? What was the dream? Because that's what you have to hold on to when things get tough. That's what has to drive you when motivation runs out. That's what has to remind you that quitting is not an option. And let me tell you something. Your excuses will always be there. They will always have a voice. They will always try to convince you that it's okay to stop. But you don't have time for that. You don't have time to entertain thoughts of giving up. You don't have time to waste another moment going back and forth in your mind. Because while you're making excuses, somebody else is making progress. While you're hesitating, somebody else is going all in. And while you're talking yourself out of it, somebody else is talking themselves into it. So what's it going to be? Are you going to let excuses run your life? Or are you going to let temporary discomfort rob you of your destiny? Are you going to keep waiting for the perfect conditions? Or are you going to remind yourself why you started and keep pushing? Because let me tell you, when you hold on to your purpose, when you refuse to let excuses win, when you remind yourself every single day that you were made for this, something shifts. The excuses get quieter. The doubts start to fade. The distractions lose their power. And suddenly you start moving like a person on a mission. So no more excuses. No more waiting. No more thinking about quitting. You have too much inside of you. You have too much to accomplish. You have too much at stake. Keep going. Your purpose is too big to quit now. Life is going to test you. You know what I'm saying? It's going to push you, press you, squeeze you, and see what you're made of. And the question isn't whether you're going to face pressure. The question is, what are you going to do with it? Because pressure can do one of two things. It can break you or it can build you. It can crush you or it can create something unstoppable inside you. See, when you're under pressure, when the weight of your dreams feels heavy, when it feels like everything is pressing against you, that's not the moment to fold. That's the moment to rise. That's the moment to dig deep and remind yourself that you are built for this. You didn't come this far to break down now. You didn't fight through everything you've been through just to let a little pressure take you out. Because here's the truth, diamonds don't get made without pressure. Strength doesn't come from ease. Warriors aren't built in comfort. They are built in battle. They are built when everything around them says quit and they say not today. They are built when the pressure is on and instead of running, they embrace it. Instead of fearing it, they use it. You've got to change the way you see pressure. Some of you are looking at it like it's something working against you, but what if I told you it's working for you? What if I told you that the very thing you're trying to avoid, the very situation you're praying would get easier, is the thing that's shaping you into the person you need to be? What if I told you that the weight you feel right now is strengthening muscles you didn't even know you had? See, most people don't make it, not because they aren't talented, not because they don't have potential, but because they don't know how to handle pressure. The moment things get hard, the moment they feel overwhelmed, they back down, they tap out. They tell themselves, maybe this isn't for me. But let me tell you something. Anything worth having comes with pressure. That dream you're chasing, it comes with pressure. That vision you have for your life, it comes with pressure. That next level you're trying to reach, it requires pressure. So instead of praying for things to get easier, start praying for the strength to handle it. Instead of hoping the weight gets lighter, start training yourself to carry more. Because once you learn how to handle pressure, once you understand that it's not here to break you, but to build you, everything changes. You stop running from the challenges. You stop wishing for easy. You stop backing down when things don't go your way. And suddenly, instead of feeling overwhelmed by the weight of your dreams, you start feeling prepared for them. And listen to me, you can't skip unstoppable. So stop fearing the pressure. Stop praying for an easy way out. Stop looking at struggle like it's your enemy, because pressure doesn't destroy diamonds, it creates them. Let it shape you, let it strengthen you, let it make you unbreakable. Most people don't fail because they lack talent. They don't fail because they don't have opportunities. They don't fail because they aren't capable. They fail because they stop showing up. They fail because they get tired of doing the work when they don't see immediate results. They fail because they let frustration get in the way of consistency. But let me tell you something. Success belongs to those who refuse to stop. See, showing up when it's easy, when you feel good, when everything is going your way, that's not commitment. That's convenience. And anybody can be great when things are convenient. Anybody can be motivated when the results are coming fast. But true champions, they show up when they don't feel like it. They show up when they're tired. They show up when no one is clapping for them. They show up when the progress is slow, when the breakthrough seems far away, when the struggle feels never ending, because they understand something that most people don't. Consistency beats intensity every time. You can work hard for one day, but if you don't show up the next day, what did it really mean? You can give 100% effort for a week, but if you disappear for a month, did it really matter? Success is not about what you do once, it's about what you do every single day. And listen, I get it. I know how frustrating it is to work and not see results. I know what it feels like to give everything you have and feel like you're getting nowhere. But you got to trust the process. You got to believe that every step you take, every rep you put in, every extra hour, every sacrifice, it's all stacking up, even when you don't see it, even when it doesn't feel like it, even when your mind is telling you to quit. See, most people quit too soon. They stop 3 feet from goal. They give up right before the breakthrough. Not because they weren't good enough, not because they weren't capable, but because they didn't have the patience to keep showing up when it got hard. And that's the difference between the ones who make it and the ones who don't. So you got to make a decision right now. Are you going to be the person who shows up once in a while when you feel like it, when it's easy, when it's fun, or are you going to be the person who commits? The person who shows up every day, no matter what, no matter how you feel, no matter how hard it gets. Because that's what it takes. It's not about talent. It's not about luck. It's about the days you keep going when you don't want to. It's about the moment you refuse to quit, even when everything in you is saying it's not working. It's about proving to yourself that you have what it takes. Not just once, not just for a season, but for as long as it takes. So from this moment on, no more starting and stopping. No more showing up one day and disappearing the next. No more letting emotions dictate your discipline. You don't quit when it's hard. You don't quit when you're tired. You don't quit when you don't see results right away. You show up every day, no matter what. Let me tell you something. There will be moments when you feel alone. There will be moments when nobody believes in you, when nobody sees the vision, when nobody understands why you're doing what you're doing. And in those moments, you're going to have to believe in yourself. Because if you're waiting for someone else to validate you, if you're waiting for the world to clap for you, if you're waiting for the approval of others before you move, you're never going to make it. See, too many people quit because they don't get the support they expected. They start something with passion, with fire, with excitement, but the moment the people around them don't believe, the moment the crowd doesn't cheer, the moment their effort goes unnoticed, they start questioning themselves. They start wondering if they're on the right path. They start doubting whether they're really capable. But let me ask you something. Who told you you needed permission? Who told you that your dream requires someone else's approval? Who told you that the vision inside of you had to make sense to anybody else? Because the truth is, most people won't see what you see. Most people won't understand your hunger, your grind, your discipline. And that's okay, because it's not their vision, it's yours. It wasn't put in their heart, it was put in yours. And if you're waiting for the world to give you the green light, if you're waiting for everybody to believe in you before you move, you're going to be waiting for a long time. You've got to be your own biggest fan. You've got to be the one who shows up for yourself every single day, even when nobody is watching, even when nobody is clapping, even when nobody is giving you credit, because that's what separates the ones who succeed from the ones who don't. The ones who make it aren't the ones who had all the support. They're the ones who kept going even when they had none. They're the ones who bet on themselves, who believed in their dream when nobody else did. And I get it. It's not easy. It's not easy to keep pushing when you feel invisible. It's not easy to keep grinding when nobody notices. But let me tell you something. Every great person, every successful person, every legend you admire had a season of isolation. They had a season where it was just them and the dream. They had a season where they had to prove to themselves that they wanted it bad enough, that they were willing to fight for it even when it felt like nobody else cared. Because if you only keep going when people believe in you, you'll never last. If you only stay disciplined when people are watching, you'll never be great. You've got to learn how to be relentless without a pause. You've got to learn how to stay committed when nobody is checking for you. You've got to learn how to keep working when the world is silent, because that's what separates the ones who talk about it from the ones who go out and make it happen. So stop waiting. Stop looking for approval. Stop expecting everybody to see what you see. Believe in yourself when nobody else does. Show up for yourself when nobody is watching. Push forward even when the world ignores you, because at the end of the day, it's not their belief that will get you there. It's yours. You've come too far to turn back now. You've put in too many hours, sacrificed too much, pushed through too many obstacles just to quit before you reach the finish line. You didn't fight through the pain, struggle through the setbacks, and rise after every fall just to let it all go to waste. That's not who you are. That's not how this story ends. See, most people don't fail because they aren't capable. They fail because they don't realize how close they are when they decide to quit. They walk away not knowing that the breakthrough was just around the corner. They throw in the towel without realizing that one more push, one more try, one more day could have changed everything. But you're not most people. You built different. You didn't come this far just to quit now. I know you're tired. I know you're frustrated. I know the journey has been longer than you expected. I know you thought you'd be further ahead by now. But let me ask you, what's the alternative? Going back, settling for a life less than what you deserve? Living every day with regret, knowing you gave up on something that was meant for you? That's not an option. You can't go back. You can't throw away everything you've worked for. You got to keep fighting. You got to keep moving forward. You got to keep showing up, even when it feels like nothing is working. Because what you don't see, what you don't realize, is that every single day you push through, you're getting stronger. Every single time you refuse to quit, You're getting closer every single step, even the ones that feel small, even the ones that feel pointless or adding up. And I get it. It's hard when you don't see immediate results. It's hard when you feel like you're putting in all this effort and nothing is changing. But you got to trust the process. You got to trust that every ounce of sweat, every moment of sacrifice, every long night and early morning is leading you somewhere, because it is. You just have to hold on long enough to see it. Most people never see their full potential because they quit too soon. They stop pushing right when things are about to turn in their favor. They let frustration talk them out of their future. They let fear convince them that maybe this isn't for them. But if you've made it this far, if you've endured everything you've endured, don't you dare quit now. Don't you dare let all that effort go to waste. You were built for this. You were made to overcome. Everything you've been through has prepared you for this moment. The struggles, the challenges, the heartbreaks, the late nights, the failures. It was all shaping you, strengthening you, equipping you to handle what's coming next. So now is not the time to fold. Now is not the time to back down. Now is not the time to question whether you have what it takes. You do. You wouldn't have made it this far if you didn't. You wouldn't have survived what you survived if you weren't meant to win. So tighten your grip, lock in, find that second win, because you're too close to stop now. You started this journey for a reason. You had a vision, a dream, a purpose. That hasn't changed. The only way you lose is if you walk away. So keep going. You didn't come this far just to quit.